Now that we've learned about the basics of dashboards and why they are an essential tool for a data analyst, in this video we'll look at how to set up and configure a relatively simple dashboard in Excel, which will help us to tell a story about our data. Before creating our first dashboard, we would have first collected and organized the data, then verified that the data in our worksheet was clean, error-free, and did not contain any blank rows or columns. And then we would have formatted it as a table. Next, we would have created some pivot tables to help us analyze our data, and we would have performed some sorting and filtering on the data in our pivot tables to highlight the key aspects of our data analysis. Lastly, we would have created various data visualizations such as charts, maps, and slicers to help us tell a story about our data findings. In this example car sales workbook, we've already gone through those processes of collecting, cleaning, analyzing, and visualizing our data. And we are now at the point where we can combine that data analysis and those visualizations in a digital dashboard that will help us present our key data findings to stakeholders. The first thing we need to do is create a new worksheet to host our dashboard and give it a name. Then drag it to the end of the tabs list in the workbook. As we've already created several visualizations, we can use those to populate our dashboard. So if we look at some of the other worksheet tabs, these contain various visualizations, which we've been working on throughout this course. We can just use some of them by copying a few charts and other visualizations from there to our dashboard. We'll copy this pie chart from this worksheet and paste it to our dashboard. Then we'll grab a copy of this 3D column chart and paste that too. We'll also copy the 3D area chart from the other pivot chart sheet to our dashboard. We'll grab the tree map chart and copy that to our dashboard too. Let's copy the scatter plot chart too. We'll also copy the histogram and copy that to our dashboard worksheet. And let's take a copy of the map chart visualization too. Let's also copy the spark lines visualization to our new dashboard worksheet. Lastly, let's go back to the line pie bar worksheet and select both the line chart and the bar charts and copy them both to the dashboard worksheet. Okay, so now we have a lot of different visualizations on our dashboard. We can make things look a little better by resizing some of the visualization objects and moving them around a bit. So we've now resized some of the visualizations and moved things around. And then we could zoom out to see all the visualizations on screen. But if we remember what we heard from some of the subject matter experts during the Expert Viewpoints video, sometimes less is more. And one or two of the experts mentioned that if we provide and display too much information, the key points can sometimes get lost. So we should create a copy of this dashboard on another worksheet, and then thin down the amount of visualizations, and maybe make them more focused to highlight one or two of the more important views we want to convey. To do that, we'll first make a copy of the dashboard worksheet and move it to the end of the worksheet's tabs. On the copied Dashboard 2 worksheet, we'll now delete a few superfluous charts. Let's first remove the tree map because that is giving us almost the same information as the pie chart. Then we can remove the 3D column chart because that has essentially the same data as the 3D area chart. And let's also lose the scatter plot, histogram, and the spark lines because they aren't really key to our message. Let's copy the slicer from the line pie bar worksheet to our dashboard to give us some interactivity. Now let's zoom back out and do some arranging and resizing to these visualizations to make the dashboard look a little sharper. So now we've rearranged and resized the visualizations to make the dashboard look a little leaner and tidier. We should also make some style and color changes to give our dashboard a more consistent look and feel. We'll apply the same style to all the chart elements. So we'll apply a dark gray style and monochromatic green colors to the 3D area chart, and the line chart, and the pie chart, and the bar chart, and the map chart, and we can recolor the slicer too to fit in with our color scheme. Now things look a lot better and more professional, and the last thing we should do is remove some of the Excel interface elements and other bits of unnecessary screen clutter to give us a nice clean looking dashboard. We can remove screen clutter such as grid lines, the formula bar, and headings. And we can collapse the ribbon too. And that should do it. Now, when we either present this dashboard or email it to a key stakeholder, it includes some interactivity via the slicer and also via the filterable pivot chart. If we use the slicer to select several Ford car models, all 3 charts that are related to that data get updated at the same time. We can modify filters in the 3D area chart to display only Ford cars instead of Chevrolets. And if we switch to the Pivot Chart 1 worksheet, we can see that the original data has also been updated with this new filter. And when we make changes to the original source data, such as increasing the value of unit sales of cars in Australia, the map chart visualization in this worksheet updates and the Australia turns dark blue. But also, the map chart visualization in the dashboard gets updated too. So we can see that Australia is now dark green on this map chart. All of this shows how live and interactive the data in our dashboard is. Creating a clean, focused, and interactive dashboard can be a major asset when trying to tell a story about data. In this video, we learned how to set up and configure a relatively simple dashboard in Excel, which will help us to tell a story about our data. In the next video, we will get an introduction to IBM Cognos Analytics Data Analysis and Visualization Business Intelligence Platform.